What's the word, YouTube? You know who it is. Back again. Your boy Big Will. Life after prison. Let's run it. What's the word, fam? You know who it is. It's your boy Big Will. I'm back again. Been sick the last week or so. 10 days. Feel like I got a flu or a lot of congestion. But I want to tell you the time I had a kid. This is when I was in the mods too. I believe it was Raw1, I think his name is, a user. He asked me if there was 8 men. He said, he put in the comments 8 men with a question mark, and yeah, we had 8 men to a cell. Then we're in the mods. That part was air conditioned. Bristol County House of Correction. That was air conditioned in the mods. The only building, there's 4 units. Each cell has 7 to 8 guys in it. They are mods. There's I believe 10 rooms on each unit, and they're the mods. In them units, you eat inside the unit. You have a day room, so the TV room's there. You walk down the corridor, and there's, like I said, 5 on one side, 5 on the other, or 4 on one side and 5 on the other, because there's one that's a main closet for all the plumbing and shit like that. But you have 10 guys to a cell, so it gets kind of hectic and bullshit, boring. You know what I'm saying? Because when you have to live with one person, and it's a stranger, someone that you never knew, you're gonna be on edge, right? Because you're not gonna like everything that person does. You're not gonna like the way the person folds their clothes or don't fold their clothes, or we had to make the bed, but a lot of people, what they did is they just folded up their blankets and shit. They didn't really make the bed, you know. I like my shit made. So when you got one cellmate, it's a lot, you know. He may snore, you don't snore. You may snore, he don't snore, whatever. The only thing that was good about these cells is that they were roomy, and you didn't have a toilet in the room. You know what I'm saying? So if your cellmate had a shit or piss or whatever, it wasn't like standing right in front of you. There was a central bathroom, you know. And with the mods, they were good for fighting. So, you know, someone was always fighting in there, because when you walk out into the day room, and then there's a desk in the front. As soon as you walk into the mods, there's a desk there. And this goes for all 4 units. You walk inside, and there's a desk there, and you know, that's where the guard is. And don't get me wrong, he'll have a CO that takes around every 20 minutes, or sometimes more. If he might just be wandering around. There's 2 on shift. One might just be wandering around to bullshit, but once they, you know, when they get tired of that shit, they just want to sit at the desk and bullshit. You know, but if they're not getting, if one CO doesn't like working with a certain partner or something, or he's just a floater doing overtime or whatever, he may just wander around often. So you'd be able to fight a lot, because not only because you go in the bathroom and fight, and now someone can stand outside the door and watch the desk. Someone's coming. There is a camera at the end of the hallway, so the CO sitting at the desk, they can see everything except for inside the cells. They can't see inside the cells. There's no cameras inside the cells. There's no cameras in the bathrooms, just in the hallway. So like I said, once you know, if you pull it into the bathroom, you get 2 guys, they can squabble up and they go at it. If you get into the cell, the cells are big enough to like have a nice. There's a lot of room in it. You know what I mean? To have a nice. It's not like a little cell. You know, it's a big room. Probably. So it's got to be 12 by 12 maybe. 12 by 15 even. 6, 12. Probably 12 by 15. So it's 12 feet wide by 15. And so you got there's 1, 2, 3 sets of bunks at the against the wall. Then you got on this side one in the front, one in the corner. So you got 2 in the corner, right? 2 single bunks. So all that area in the middle of the floor, it's enough to beef. You know what I mean? So when you would get 2 guys in the mods, there was always a fight because there was always a cell to. There's always room to fight. When you got, like I said, when you're living with 7 other guys, 6 other guys, it sucks, man. You know, because, like I said, living with one person sucks. When you got 7 others, it sucks, man. 2 guys might snore, and when you're on different work schedules, one's got to work in the morning. You might have to work on afternoon shift, so. Or you might work at the 11 o'clock shift overnight, right? The 3rd shift. There's usually only 2 workers overnight in the units, and they'll work till like 3 or 4 in the morning. They come out when everyone's sleeping, and they buff the day room. They wash all the floors, make sure everybody's sleeping. You know, they wax and buff the day room, throw out the trash. So by the time they're going to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning, everyone else is already asleep. You know what I mean? So. Now you sleep in the daytime. It's a 3rd shift job, so you sleep in the daytime. Someone else is sleeping at the nighttime. You know what I'm saying? So it sucks because they may be in and out of the room and you're sleeping. You know what I mean? And at nighttime, like they come in and they'll get a water or something, a snack from their box, and you got 7 guys sleeping. And when you're in jail, you sleep lightly. You're always looking, especially when someone comes walking around your head at night, you jump up, you sit up. But it brings me back to mind when we had like I said, it's the way that you like living with somebody, but we had a young kid in there. He was a white kid. He's from my city. But he was I think he was a folk. He was in the folk nation. I think that's what he was claiming. I thought he was a GD, but he was a folk nation. And the thing is, he was just a dirty kid. Dirty kid. He had crumbs all over, like he would eat and just wipe the crumbs on the floor. And one day I was sitting there, and we had just cleaned the cell. And he's sitting on his bunk, and he wipes all the crumbs on the floor, and I snapped. Oh my God, I snapped. I felt bad. I had a young kid, Carlos. I had him bring the kid down to the bathroom and just slap the shit out of him. Then we had him roll up his shit and bring it to the desk. Now he went to the blacks first because he was a folk, and I guess he tried looking for protection, and they didn't want no part of it. They were like, nah, dude, you can't even be verified. First you're a herder. We don't want no part of you. Like you're a lamb. Here you go. So he had to go to the desk with all his shit rolled up and say that he wanted to leave. And so naturally the guard comes in and he's asking everyone in the room what happened, who hit the kid. Nobody hit him. The guard's like, listen, he's got a handprint across his face. So we were like, well, go ask him who hit him. And he went, and the kid said, oh, nobody hit me. I gave the kid credit for that he didn't tell. Because at that point, he was already out. He was already packing his shit. He was already going. He was already going to a different unit. He got evicted, as we call it, right? So, but the COs told there was 3 guys that were out working, there was 4 of us left inside the cell plus the kid, and he said to me and 3 other guys that we were on a lockdown. He gave us a 3-day lockdown because he said in his mind, oh, I know that someone evicted the kid, and you know, he just didn't want to leave for nothing, and you know, nobody said nothing. So we all took the little lockdown on the weekend. Wasn't no big deal, and but yeah, we evicted the kid. So you know, it's just a little thing when you, for you kids that are on your way to jail, for you kids that think that everything is, you're just gonna go in and it's a vacation. You're gonna have a cellie, whether it's 8 guys or 2 guys, okay? And if you're a herder, you don't like to clean, your sheets are filthy, you don't like to put your whites in the wash and they end up looking like a tea bag and shit like that, you're gonna get evicted. You are gonna get forced out. They're gonna hand you a plastic bag. They're gonna tell you roll up your bunk and see you later. You know, and in the mods, you don't take your sheet with you. You don't take your mattress with you. I'm sorry, you don't take the mattress with you. The mattress stays. You just take all your blankets and shit. You put all your shit in a plastic bag and you're out the door. You know, but all you kids, you think it's a game. It's not, man. You're gonna go there. There was a bunch of friends of mine that were in another cell, and I was already out by this point. And I had gotten my boy had gotten a letter. His son was in there, and he called me up. He's like, "Listen, you gotta send you gotta send a kite to jail." And I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because they're fucking with my son Eric." And I'm like, "Why? What's up?" And he's like, "Dude, they got him tied to the bunk. They're tying him to his bunk because he's not cleaning and shit." And I laughed like a fuck, and I said to him, "Hey, Mikey, listen, you know the deal, man. You got to tell your son he's got to take care of his shit, man. People don't like when the shoes are in the middle of the floor and someone comes walking in after work or something. You know what I mean? After working all day, and then you got to trip on shit. You know, people don't like that shit when they're trying to work out and you're tripping on someone's shoes, or you got to pick up papers from somebody because some guys just act like kids. It's ridiculous, you know." So he's like, I'll talk to him, but just, send a letter and tell them guys, listen, they can't be tying my son up and shit like that, you know what I mean? So, but it was just funny, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking like, yeah, these young kids, they don't know. They think everything's a game, and it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's really not. So, if you're on your way, smarten up. When you get there, they will snap you into place. If you don't, you're just going to be evicted, and where you go, the kite follows you. You know, someone will see in the window and they'll tell their boy he's no good. He don't clean, he don't shower, whatever. You know, he's a snitch, whatever. The paperwork follows you. A lot of dudes think that they're just going to go from one unit to another and you're okay. Oh, I see somebody that has smoking on the street, I'm just going to go out to another unit. Shit follows you. You're in the same facility. Shit follows you. And even if you go to a different facility, there's a lot of guys that are getting shipped out daily. Hey, when you go somewhere, if you see so-and-so, let them know dude's no good. You know, people send kites. They talk home to people that are in different jails and shit. You talk to people on the street that, their sister or somebody else has a man in another prison. The word travels, so don't think that you're going to go in and, I'm not going to see somebody and everything's going to be good. Nah, man. Even if you check out, word follows you. You check out once, every time you come in, you're labeled as a PC. You try getting out and people look at you like, what's this guy doing here? But, with that, it's your boy Big Will. Lesson out of this is, you young kids, smarten the fuck up, do the right thing, but always take this understanding. Like I say every video, if you do the right thing and you stay positive, you won't have to go to jail. You won't have to worry about nobody tying you to the bed or, bitch slapping you and sending you out on your way, evicting you from a jail cell, How fucking embarrassing is that to get evicted from a jail cell? Do the right thing. Stay off the streets. Stay out of the streets. Life expectancy of you teenagers nowadays doing the right thing is, what, 24? Come on, man. Come on, man. You don't want to see 50 and raise your kids? If you don't have any kids, you don't want to have a chance to have kids, live a life? Enough with all that dumb shit, man. It's your boy, Big Will. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Life after prison. Peace. I salute all you that are following me, that have been here since the beginning. I salute you. Peace.